Okay, here I am in New York on the 24th of November 2013. It is the building that I'm looking at just in front of me with the sovereign flag of United States, with the United Nations flag here at the UN Way to the United Nations building just ahead of us. What is most important is the outside temperature is -3. This is the main focus of the building of the rights of humankind that was formed just after the destruction and the war that pretty much obliterated most of the world and most part of human unity across the planet. And this building and its work is to promote, that's the United Nations building, the building that promotes, embrace of humanity and the humankind, and its protection and the freedom and the rights of all humans that are born on this planet Earth, the Mother Earth. And this is a world within a world, as you call it, in New York, here in United States, where the entire world is sovereignly represented within this building here at the United Nations, New York. The land where the building and its premises and the property is located is a sovereignty on its own and has the protectorate of the freedom, the rights of all humankind. Here I am standing just in front of the United Nations building here in New York, and it's called the UN Way, and the place that promotes the well-being, the protection of the humankind and its freedom of the humanity on this planet, is a place of a free speech, a place where that would promote free speech, that would also promote the freedom of movement of human population of this entire world. Yet again, the freedom of movement into that building is restricted and is controlled simply because as human beings we are unable to embrace the good and the values of our human existence, the coexistence on this planet. And what we have to promote and exchange and embrace are the one kind, the humankind. Here I am at the UN Way, leading to the building here at the United Nations in New York in a freezing weather condition of -3. Yet the embracing energy that this building will bring to the human society and the humanity as a whole is very important. Hence I'm taking this opportunity to speak about one of the most important rights of human existence on this planet, the very existence, the coexistence of the human and the human values on this earth that should be embraced and should be promoted is the right to life. The life that is in existence on this planet we should promote. What we must dismantle ourselves from is the greed, is the wars that goes on around the world, is the terrible atrocities and the terrible fragmentation of human coexistence, is what we should promote very much. Access to the United Nations is from the 47th Street East, and it opens on Monday to Friday and the official hours. Being a Sunday, the place is closed for the public, and it can only be visited during the business hours from Monday to Friday. I'm just on the way down to the United Nations building. As you can see, just there, the main gates. It's got one of the most protected and most controlled gates here, where the entire security system is protecting the sovereignty of that building and its sovereign nations that are representing in that building of the human and the humanity on this planet Earth. Okay, of most important is what's written on this wall here, and it's called the "Thy shall be the swords into plowers and their spears into pruning hooks. Nations shall not lift up swords against nations, neither shall they learn war anymore." And this is a powerful statement. Itself promotes the human embracement, human connection that we should all promote. Yet again, what we promote is war, fragmentation of human societies, and human breakout. Behind me, just opposite the United Nations building, is the flag of Embassy of Bhutan, and one of the countries, one of the sovereign nations that promotes the gross domestic happiness as one of the highest priorities in the nation's history. Compare that to the gross domestic product is not what has been promoted in Bhutan. Now that's a nation that we all should embrace and learn from. Yet again, what we should promote is one of the most amazing abilities that we have as human beings to promote the right to life. The right to life is one of the most incredible tools that we should all embrace and promote with amongst all of the United Nations of sovereignties. Here's a very powerful nation of extreme happiness and peace, that the entire kingdom promotes the well-being and the happiness of their people instead of the wealth and the commercial means of greed that we promote across the entire planet. This nation of Bhutan promotes gross domestic happiness before any other features of human evolution or human existence. Amazing representation of the actual human values is the state of Brunei. The Kingdom of Brunei is one of the countries that only coexistence with the human peace and the human values of immense greatness, which is the Kingdom of Bhutan. Here I am at the United Nations, and the commercial buildings and the representation of the United Nations is here in New York at the First Avenue, and that is the conference halls, and the flags are down today. There's no it's a Sunday, as you can pretty much imagine. There's no sessions or there's no representation here, hence there's no summit of any kind for the UN sovereign states and their flags to be flying here. Instead, what you have is a representation of its one nation as a collective United Nations sovereign nations is the United Nations flag that is flying high here in New York. Add to that mostly there's United Nations in Geneva, there's the United Nations building and representation in Austria, Vienna. And this building will house all of the UN sovereign states and their representation here, and to discuss the freedom of speech, the freedom of rights of all the human beings freedom of movement is what is also important. These are protests of the human differences that we have on this planet Earth, and mistreated and misguided different means of here, as I was explaining, the most important aspect of life should be the right to life, and that right to life is slowly being removed from around the world, from different individuals and individual nations that exist on this world, and they are very much harming the coexisting values of human existence, and the representation in this building here at the United Nations, which very much values those coexistence, the core values, the basic fundamental values of right to life, is being denied in many parts of the world today as we speak. And we should, what we should promote is good and embrace good of life on the entire planet.